By the way, Trey, speaking of Ramsey having sex with Wyman Manderley, I don't know if I told you, I got Elio Garcia for an interview.
Really? About what? About
Mm-hmm.
the AI stuff, or just
Carmine wants to talk about
gonna,
the Dornish master plan with him.
First off, I asked him about the Dornish master plan. This motherfucker goes, Dornish master plan? What's that about? I told him, well, it's about the idea that Qyburn is Doran Martell's agent to bring down the Lannister. This fucking guy goes, really? I've never heard of it. Interesting. I'm like, really?
Bullshit.
You've never
You've been in the community for fucking 40 years or however long it's been. 40 years, not 40 years. 20, no, let's say 20.
I was able to get that interview with him, and I'm gonna have it's gonna be me, him, and Preston, man. And gracias. I've been on a roll lately. I got Daniel Green. I got this other like political streamer guy. I'm been on a fucking roll lately. Well, I'll introduce you to all these people.
Are you gonna ask about the Harangan Mines? George's ever
Elio? I don't even. Does Elio know about George's other stuff?
Yeah, no. Elio's read all of George's work too.
Okay. I could. I'll let Preston do that. I'll let Preston do that. Elio also told me he wants to take Preston to task on a couple of things. Preston got some stuff wrong.
I don't know what he could take me to task on. Like
you got a couple of things wrong about him specifically, and he wants to correct you for the record. It's all friendly, of course.
Okay. Like about the World of Ice and Fire or something like that.
Stuff like I'm gonna leave it up to him to It's gonna be a fun one. I just hope he has a better microphone this time around. The last interview he did last year, he had like an Xbox 360 one. So hopefully it's better.
I'm very interested. I've been very interested to see what you'd ask him. Like, yeah, because he's kind of I don't know, he knows things that only he, George, and like 3 other people know, right? Like he knows details that a lot of people don't.
He knows details that he's not gonna tell us. I'd have to get him drunk or whatever, and but
George ever? Yeah, ask him. Does George ever talked about Thousand Worlds? Was there going to be another tough book? I don't know. Like, what do you ask him? He's actually going to answer is the question.
I'm going to ask him about the AI thing. I'm going to ask him like a George specific question, maybe something else, and I'll let Preston take over because I'm sure Preston wants to go into it with him about like theories and George stuff.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I say, like at this point, I'm very jaded about even my own theories. Like going back, like it's not that like it's one of these things where like what the text shows and what you can derive from the text is based on this idea that George R. Martin is perfect and had all of these ideas from the beginning. And over time, I kind of, realized that like George is not perfect and he came up with certain ideas later on. And so like, what do these early things mean and things like that? Like the order of stuff being introduced becomes more important to me and stuff like that. So, even when I'm talking about like Dornish Master Plan, like there's a lot of things where I can like say like, okay, does it really make sense that Doran Martell, a man in which all of the characters say is very careful, who has said that he has spent decades like planning this like big master revenge, does it make sense that his big fucking plan is sending Quentin off with 5 people with a marriage pact to Dany? Like, you think like that is his fucking master plan, And the average person would be like, no, like that makes no fucking sense at all. And that's the genesis of the Dornish Master Plan and why people latched onto the Dornish Master Plan as a theory and love it. And like the whole reason my channel blew up and why it went viral and all of that. Right. But now that I've been through things and I'm like, okay, well, wait, the Arianne story started off as one of 7 parts of a mega prologue that he decided to pop in because he'd abandoned the 5-year gap, and then it got out of control and grew, and you're like, oh, how much did he really plan? How much was he really thinking about Dorne? In A Clash of Kings and A Storm of Swords and stuff like that. Let me ask you this. Shit,
let me ask you this: do you really want to? Because I'm gonna do the interview with him, like regardless. Do you really want to go into your theories, or do you want to just save that for another time?
No, I mean we could talk about the Dornish master plan because I think the Dornish master plan is interesting in as an example of like what the fandom is interested in and examining George's work and thinking about George's work and how to approach it. As I say, like the fault of like assuming that George is God and everything he says is truth, which is actually enhanced by So Spake Martin and the wiki and all of these things. Like all of that like plays into this idea that everything is fucking 100% consistent. Which,
homie, I'm gonna let you do your thing. But however, I will say though, when I first showed the interview that Elio did last year to Preston, he goes, "Holy shit!" You said something along the lines of, "Holy shit!" He just destroyed that guy's theory. And it was this is YouTuber who loves to do like this one specific type of theory and always tries to tie everything back to this one thing. Elio absolutely destroys it because the host asked Elio like, "Hey, what do you think about this theory from this YouTuber?" And Elio goes, "Yeah, George doesn't care about that stuff. He wasn't thinking about it." And I told that to Preston. Preston goes, "Holy fuck, he just destroyed it."
Right, but I think it's probably, it is probably the truth that like George is not thinking about it as much as
no, he wasn't.
We thought
when it like Elio even said when it comes to astrology or stuff like that, like to George it does not matter. And Elio tried getting George to sit down and like map out the stars. George was just not interested. It does not matter to him. Yeah. So red comet theories out the window.
Yeah. So in a way, Carmine, like. I think, and we'll talk about this, but I think in a way, Elio's presence actually laid the foundation for, even though Elio is not a theory crafter, but I think Elio's presence as a resource of these are the facts of the world plays into theory crafting, because all of a sudden it's this idea that there is some sort of like canon truth rather than George R. Martin just spewing a tale, as he goes along, versus the, like there's an absolute canon and we can derive truth from like examining all of these like words as if we're examining history, but we're not. We're just. I also want to make this very clear to the audience as well as you. I hope you don't think that me bringing this up is like me being, fuck you. I hope you don't think that. I hope you don't think I'm trying to do that to you because I'm not. No. Okay. I mean, I know you love like conflict. So like, I mean, it's worrisome that it's worrisome that you're like, oh, Elio wants to take me to task on something. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? What the fuck did I say?
According to
Jesus
him,
fucking Christ.
It's nothing bad. According to him, you said something that was incorrect about him a couple streams back, and he wants to correct you on that. That's it. That's it. It's nothing bad. Don't worry.
You gonna ask him for taco advice?
I mean, maybe it's something about I was saying that like in the world of Ice and Fire, he had more free reign on Essos, and he wants to just say that was mostly George or something.
What was that, Trey? Taco? Why taco?
You gonna ask about taco recommendations?
Where's that coming from?
No, because that's George R. R. Martin's gonna rub off on him. He's gonna give you taco recs.
Yeah, it's true.